Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be going into a no bullshit sort of video. I want to take you through practical tools, practical steps that I have used in my own life in order to become the highest version of myself. What do I even mean by becoming the highest self? This could be a little bit too woo-woo for some of you, but I promise you by the end of this video you're gonna understand what I mean by that. So let's first start with the first step, what we want to do in order to become the best version of ourselves. What do we want to do? What do we need to do? So the first step is to you have to define. You have to define what it is and who it is that you want to become, because without definition, you're gonna be all wishy-washy, just trying to do something, throw some spaghetti on the wall, hope it sticks. But what we really want to do is to define yourself. Let's do that. This is you right now. And you are upset because you are not where you want to be right now. You don't feel good. You don't feel good about your position in your life. You don't feel good about where you are in your life. You don't feel good about what you are doing in your life. You don't feel good about what you have achieved, not achieved, all of that. What you want to define is that version of you who already has everything that you have dreamed of, who already is everything you have wanting to be. So you want to make an image in your mind, a vivid image, where this is the version of you that you want to become, okay? This is the beautiful, amazing masterpiece that you want to be and become. It's shining bright, okay? You are shining bright, you are happy, you are fulfilled, you are in love, you are doing all the things that make your heart jump, because you are so happy with yourself. You are doing all the things that you wanted to do, and you are loving on yourself. You are being who you want to be. Essentially, you are the version of you who this version, this current self, is dreaming of. So we really want to define that, and not just by definition as in who it is. As if I ask you today, like, who you really want to become, and you tell me, I want to be a millionaire, I want to have a yacht, I want to travel the world. We want to go to the root of what these certain experiences, what these certain events are going to bring you, okay? So define how this version of you essentially feels. We want to define the feeling that you will be in as this version of yourself. So if you are tomorrow millionaire, how would that make you feel? Would that make you feel secure? Would that make you feel free? Would that make you feel abundant? Would that make you feel like you have time on your hands, which you don't have right now? Would that make you feel like you are finally achieved anything and everything you wanted? Would that make you feel fulfilled? Would that make you feel safe? How would that essentially make you feel? This is important, okay? Because we don't want to just create the image of this person, but we want to make it about the feeling. How does it make you feel? How do they make you feel when you are in that body right now? Imagine you close your eyes and imagine in your body, in your brain, in your mind, how does this version of you feel to you? Do you feel fully free to express yourself? Do you feel free to speak your truth, to speak your mind, to give your opinions? Do you feel good in your body? Do you feel fulfilled? Do you feel safe? Do you feel loved? Do you feel nourished? Define how your highest self would feel and go wild, okay? There are no limitations. No limitations. And let me tell you right now, if you're doing this right now with me, and you close your eyes and you start imagining this version of you, and you would feel, okay, I'm loved, I'm abundant, I'm free, I'm fulfilled, I am expressed, and your mind is coming up with this limitation already, but you are not, but you are not, but this is here, but this is not possible, but this is not gonna be, but you cannot do it. That's your work there. We're gonna go deeper into that further, but that's your exact work. The moment you start visualizing your highest self, the moment you start feeling into them, and the feeling is in your body, right? It's the sensation that you bring to your body. It feels good, it feels great, until your mind pops up and start putting limitations and restriction. But we are not there yet. But how long is it gonna take? But how are we gonna do that? But we are insecure. But no one loves us. But I'm not enough. But how can I get that? But why other people have it and I don't have it? Here it is. Here it is. We're gonna go deeper into that. What you want to bring is that feeling. Bring it as often as possible. Bring it vividly. Imagine it. Be sensory. Be wild. Be mad about this. I don't care. We want to bring that feeling into your body. Your mind is coming up with limitations, but we're going to learn how to go through that, how to remove them further along this video. First and most important step, define who you want to be. And listen, this doesn't have to be in any sort of script that your society told you about marriage, about children, about what you need to be at certain age. I don't care about that. Drop all of that. Just how do you want to feel? I want you to write me in the comments your highest self. Who are they? How do they feel? Who are they? Write me in the comments. I'm really interested, and it's also gonna work as an anchor for you to put it down, to write it down. Maybe it's going to inspire other people, and then later on you're going to come back to that comment and see how you are aligning to that version of yourself. Once you have the full definition, the vivid sensory feeling in yourself, how your new highest version of you feels, the next step is lock in. Lock the F in. So this is where most of the people lose it already. When we are talking about visualization, manifestation, all of these things, they usually tell you, okay, visualize yourself, bring that feeling to your body as often as possible. That's what we basically did in the first step. We define that and we visualize that and we bring that feeling. But what most of them don't tell you, that you have to lock in. If you really want to bring change in your life, if you really want to align with this version, you have to lock in. You cannot be swayed back and forth going to the old version of yourself when it feels comfortable, when it feels easier, and still expect that the new version of you is going to come back and it's going to appear just because you visualize it every now and then. You have to lock in. That means you get clear on who you are. You lock in, you decide, okay? You decide. And here's the tricky part. No one else can do this for you. No one else can push you towards the version of you. No one else can give you the motivation. No one else can give you the inspiration. No one else can push you every single day to be a bit more of that version of yourself. This is why you lock in. You remind yourself why you are doing that. Who is that version of yourself? Why you don't want to stay in your current present version. And you decide. And surprise, surprise, this decision is going to be required every single day. In every single movement, in every single decision in your day, you are deciding either to opt for the old version of yourself or to choose the new version of yourself and start aligning with them. So what do I mean by locking in? We're gonna give visuals, of course. This is the lock. So you lock in, you close the lock. You don't even have the key here. You remove the key, you throw it away. You lock in your decision. You are firm in who you are, who you want to be. You are firm on your decision. You decide every single day. You decide when it's not comfortable. You decide when it's not convenient. You decide so fully for this new version of yourself, for your highest self, that you're gonna have to be doing some uncomfortable decisions. Those decisions will be tested in small ways. When someone asks you to go out for a drink, but you know your higher self would be doing something different at that time, so you say no to that. It's gonna be tested when everyone is enjoying their life while you are building something real that matters to you so much more than the social gatherings or the environment or the things or how the people gonna perceive you. If they're gonna get angry at you, if they're gonna perceive you differently, if they're gonna get opinions about you. You lock the F in. When other people are trying to bring you back to your old self, which is not aligned with you anymore, you need to learn how to distinguish what is for your highest good, for your highest self, essentially, and what is bringing you back to the basis. Because coming back is going to be the easiest thing that you ever do. Returning again is going to be much, much harder. Locking in means knowing in your core, in your being, who you are, what you stand for, what your highest self is here for. So no other opinions, no other questions, no other doubts, no other validation, even validation, is gonna affect you. You are solid and locked in. Here comes one of the hardest things that people struggle with. Step number 3 in becoming your highest, bestest, most aligned version that is true to your soul, to your being, to you, is to remove. This considers the people who are not aligned to come with you, the people who don't get your vision, your highest self, your next timeline, your next version of you. It's going to be one of the hardest things that you have to remove. Usually how it's going to happen, you're not going to do it yourself, but the circumstances and life is going to arrange everything in a way that these people will naturally follow from your life, from your circle, because they are not on the same frequency anymore, they are not aligned to the same vision anymore, and they are not supposed to come with you. And this might sound really brutal, but as someone who has been on this journey doing this work, I have lost some people in my life that I thought were really important, and they're going to stay in my life forever. But at some point, you have to accept that the version of you who is going into this higher self is not aligned perhaps with their version of themselves that is evolving in different way, in different direction. And that doesn't mean anything about you, and it doesn't mean anything about them. It's just that they are falling off from this story, from this play, from this game that you set up for yourself, and they perhaps played a big role in your life at some point, and that is completely okay, and that is completely appreciated. You can still appreciate it, you can still have good memories about it, but you can decide that by going for your higher self, for your highest version, for someone who is here for doing certain huge things, you will not be able to take everything with you. So you will have to remove. And first I started talking about people, okay? So we write it down. So that means relationships. But what we want to remove, essentially what's going to happen before even people fall off, is we want to remove the limiting beliefs. We want to remove fears. We want to remove trauma. So this is all the things that are basically holding us from being the version of ourselves. Because why are we not that version of ourselves yet? It's because something is holding us back. Otherwise we would already be it, right? We would already be it because we want to be it, we are becoming it, we are working on that, but something is holding us back from being that. And that's most often these limiting beliefs, because at some point in our belief system we don't believe fully that we can have that, we can be that, we can do that. So those beliefs are going to have to be removed. Those beliefs are going to have to be replaced. Then also our fears are holding us back, similar to the limiting beliefs, right? What is underneath the limiting beliefs? Why don't we believe that we are worthy? Why don't we believe that we are deserving? Why don't we already believe that we can have it today, tomorrow? Because we have underneath some sort of fears that are holding us back. Fear of being too much, fear of being visible, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment. All these fears behind the scenes are dictating in our life what we reach for, what we allow ourselves to have, okay? What do you allow yourself to have in your life today, in this reality? It's completely up to you. What you are seeing and experiencing in your reality today is based on your preconceived beliefs, your limitations, and your fears that are separating you from that reality, from that higher self of being that and embodying that already today. Why do we do that to ourselves as human beings? We are very contradictory. We want something and at the same time we feel like we don't deserve it. We want something and we don't feel like we are good enough. We want something, we desire something, but we sabotage it, we reject it. There is many videos where I went deeper into that, so if you want to tune into them. But today we're gonna be going further into how to actually become the highest version, so you can watch those videos if you want to go deeper. We want to work at the root because we want to remove these limitations. This relates to our trauma, our childhood trauma, which is usually setting us up for our life. Okay, so if something happened in your childhood, you made believe about yourself, you made opinion about the world, you made opinion about love, relationship, all these patterns are coming with you because you are operating in this world believing that that's how the world works. Until something scatters your worldview, until something changes your perspective, you are going through life operating based on your childhood wiring. Often that is a trauma, that is things that happen to you during your childhood, because we are very suggestible. When we are in our childhood, we accept everything as a truth. And also another thing that I'm talking so much in the videos, if you want to go deeper. So step number 3, we want to remove limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves, about what we can have, what we can achieve, who we can be, the fears that are holding us back from actually going for that, from actually being that version, for actually doing the thing that will get us there. And of course we want to look at the trauma, because trauma is holding so many memories, limiting beliefs, fears, and beliefs about ourselves and the world that we need to change in order to free ourselves from this. So we want to remove all these things. And naturally, when we do all of this, the people who are not aligned with us, the people who came and were attracted into our life to play certain roles, to play certain characters in our life, to remind us of all these things, when you remove that, suddenly you realize this pattern is not playing out with this person anymore. This person is gone because they are not aligned anymore. They have nothing to do in your life anymore because they played the version that was to remind you of this. Now you move through this. Now you removed your beliefs, your limitations, your fears. And this character has no place in your game anymore. Step number 3, remove. This is harsh. This is gonna take you some courage. Maybe we'll go back and forth. But if you really want to align to your higher self, you have to let go of these things. Step number 4 is very related to step number 3, and it's gonna come right after it. You might be familiar with it. Boundaries. You need to start being really ruthless about your boundaries. And what do I mean by that? Once you complete step number 3, you remove the limitations, you remove the fears, you remove the patterns. The people start falling off from your life. If you don't have boundaries set up in your life, if you cannot uphold firm boundaries, new characters are going to come into your life with the same characteristics as the people who left your life, because now you are being tested if your boundaries are there, if you're serious about the change, if you really mean that. This is a way of aligning us and really seeing if we are serious about the change. So let's say you were working on your belief of being enough. So naturally the person who was in your life who didn't appreciate you, who didn't feel like you are good enough, who were reaffirming your pattern of not being good enough, is now going to exit your game, your play. So let's say you broke up with your partner. They were reminding you of that pattern. You were defining your higher self, you were defining who you are, you were visualizing, you were locked in, you were doing the work, you were rewiring those beliefs, and finally you did it. And now comes the test. This is the test of the boundaries. Someone new is entering your life who at the beginning seems like a perfect person, who is completely aligned with you, who is coming with you to support you, to align you with your higher self. And suddenly, they are pushing the button that was supposed to be not there. They are pushing the boundary in a certain way that really triggers you, and now you are standing there deciding what you're gonna do. What you're gonna do? Are you gonna reaffirm the boundaries and say no to that? Or are you gonna be more benevolent, thinking, oh, they are not the same person, they might not be meaning that, maybe they didn't mean it, maybe they just mean different, maybe that's their wiring, maybe that's their child, and allow them to cross your boundaries? Because if you do, you are back in the previous step. This is the test, and trust me, I have been there. Okay, so your boundaries, you have to be really firm about what you allow in your life and what you don't allow anymore. No matter the shape and form, no matter how beautifully it's packaged on the outside. Sometimes the test can come beautifully packed, okay? So this is it looks like a present. Look. It's so beautiful, eh? It comes beautifully wrapped up, showing you, wow, this is amazing. You can have all of this and more. And then you open the package, you see, oops, this is something that's testing me. This is not what I wanted. This is not aligning me with my higher self. Then you reaffirm, okay, I will not accept that. Even though it's beautifully packaged, even though it came at the perfectly aligned time and it was showing me all the signs, all the good things, when you open that, it doesn't align with you. You have to be firm in your boundaries, because if you accept that, that means you are going against your higher self. That means you are going against what you came here to do. That means if something feels not quite it feels amazing, it feels great, it feels almost like 1% is missing, you have to say no. You have to say no, no matter how hard it is, because if you say yes, if you don't impose your boundaries, then you're coming back. You're coming back to square number one. You are literally removing all the work that you have been doing, only for you later realize, okay, I messed up. This is not what I wanted. This is really not that. There is something that is really for me. I feel it in my soul. I feel it in my bones. This could be showing in your relationships. When you feel this person is amazing, great, feel so good with them, comfortable, everything is perfect, but there is one tiny piece that is not sitting well with you. If you don't say no now, you have to go the long way and then return, okay? So boundaries are going to be tested. Boundaries are going to be imposed. Boundaries are going to be crossed. Boundaries are going to be tested over and over again for you to understand what you really want. Sometimes this could be really, really eye-opening for yourself. What do you really want? Maybe this is not what I wanted. This beautiful package was not what I wanted. I ordered it. Oh, it came. Let's return it. It's not the same in real life as it was in my mind, as it was in my dream, as it was in my visualization. Return it to the sender. Make the order for you. I promise you there is order that is perfectly fitted for you, like the perfectly fitting clothes. When you go to shop, another example, you go to shop, you try a perfect, amazing dress. It fits almost, but something is bothering on you. You put it on, it's like amazing, but maybe there is some sort of thing that really bothers you that cannot be removed, or just you buy it because you loved it at first sight and you were like, oh, it would be amazing if it looked like that. I love it, but this one thing is bothering me. Oh, never mind, I'll buy it. It ends up in the closet. You never wear it because you don't feel comfortable in it, because something is bothering you about it, because it's almost fitting, not quite fitting. You end up never wearing it. The same thing happens with everything in our life. We think we want something, then it comes to our life. We say, okay, yes, why not? There was so much effort put into that. Well, I'm gonna say yes, okay, no problem. I'll just accept it. No. It's pushing you further away for what is actually for you. If you went to that shop and try another dress, maybe that dress would be perfectly fitting and you would not have any sort of doubts because it's perfectly fitting. You wear it all the time, you love it, you use it. Okay, so when we are talking about boundaries, it is gonna be a big testing ground for you. And trust me, I've been there. I am coming from a background of being a people pleaser, of always caring about what people think, how they feel. I am very attuned to people around me, and I would always care about other people's well-being more than mine. I would always go with the people to say, okay, I will do that, just so I compromise myself, so I go with it, so they don't think bad of me, so I don't disappoint them. No, it's taking you further away from your own truth, for your own self, from your higher self. You need to learn how to honor yourself. You need to give yourself the respect, to respect when no is a no and is not aligned. And it's okay to disappoint people. It's okay not to agree with people. It's okay not to be loved for being the person who's always up for the thing. No, set up your boundaries. You want to be who you are. And who you are, you can only be by honoring your boundaries. So that's step number 4. Number 5, my dears. Number 5 is repeat. So you go through all the steps. What comes next? You have to repeat. You have to repeat this over and over again until your reality catches up on this, until your mind starts accepting this as the truth, as the only truth, as your reality, as your environment. So why do I say repeat? We learn by repetition. Our subconscious mind loves repetition. What do you do on the autopilot? What do you do when you don't even think about it? Is the things that you've done over and over and over again until they become familiar, until they become natural, okay? So repeat. This subconscious mind loves repetition. That's why I always use hypnosis. That's why I use the reconfirmation, affirmation, all the things, subliminals, because our subconscious mind is picking up on what we repeat the most. That's why you need to be firm in your boundaries. Everything is connected, okay? So everything that is repeated over and over again, your habits, your behaviors, your actions, creating a neural pathways that are connecting together, wiring and firing new beliefs, and the beliefs that you have about yourself, about the world, about who you are, they are being enforced and reinforced. The more you do it, the more you be it. The more you be it, the more you do it. It's a loop. It's a loop of action, behaviors, patterns. And the patterns you get to choose, okay? We have been led to believe that life is happening to us. It's the other way around. You decide the happenings. You are both the cause and the effect in your life. So you decide. You repeat the things. Your subconscious mind loves it. So repeat habits. And last video I put habits with 2B. Now I learned it's 1B. So sorry guys. Not perfect. So habits, behaviors, patterns, actions. Be. Okay? So by repeating all of that, you be, you become, you are. Subconscious mind loves repetition. Your habits, your behaviors, your patterns, your actions, all of that is going to create your life, essentially who you are, your higher self. Your higher self is a collection of what you do every single day. You can decide today you're going to move through life as your higher self. You are smiling at strangers if you feel like that. If it's not your thing, no pressure, okay? You are looking at life through the lens of the higher self. What would your higher self do today? I'm going to fridge. What would my higher self do? Would they reach for the snack? Or would they reach for the nourishing meal that makes you feel good? It's all up to you. This is a game. This is a spectrum. You get to decide and you get to build your life accordingly. What does it even mean to you, your higher self? Who is it? You define it at the beginning, so how would they be? Put on the lens of them. Put on the sunglasses that your higher self will be viewing this reality from, and start acting. And start repeating the things, because that's how you will align the fastest. What you repeat the most is who you become. You be, you become. You be it first. You put the lenses, you be it, you repeat it, it becomes who you are every single day, right? Adjust. Sometimes along the way of your becoming, of your being, of your practice, of your life, of display, you suddenly realize that what you were visualizing, what you wanted, what you really wanted at some point in your life is not anymore aligned with who you became in the process. So this is the irony of that. Usually during the journey, during the process, we realize this is not quite what we wanted on the journey, so we have to be open to adjusting to the flow of life, adjusting to how things are moving and where they are taking us. Because when you think about it, the most incredible, amazing, magnetic self you imagine at the beginning and you put out for your visualization and all of that. With our mind, with our brain, to be quite honest, it usually doesn't even scratch the surface of what is here for us. Because if we were thinking from the higher self, point of view and perspective, how it's going to change for us naturally as we evolve to that version of ourselves. We're going to start seeing things differently, and we're going to start more opportunities, possibilities, and things that we were not able to perceive before. So that's why I'm saying we need to be able to adjust. Sometimes our highest version is not even scratching the surface. So we need to adjust how it's going and how we want to go forward. So I want to draw this guy here because this is something that I drew the other day. And I want to remind you of that. So when you are looking at life through this view, through this perception, this is your lower self, okay? Lower self or current self. We don't want to downgrade the version of you that is right now, because there is no such thing, right? It's right now, it's amazing, but you are not happy with it, so it's okay to say you want to upgrade it. And this is the higher version. So your current self is viewing things through a limited lens, and we always talk about this, okay? So this is the limited perception that you have about the world, about the things, about your life, about everything in general. And then there is the higher self, which is looking at life through the point of view of higher self. So naturally, as you're going to be evolving into a higher self, as you're going to be moving through this and pushing it away, because you are opening yourself up, okay? Opening yourself up. You're going to perceive more things, more opportunities. You're going to start looking at life through the lens of your higher self instead. Little by little, it's a process. You're going to push this away, we can remove that. We're going to push this away, and you're just going to be looking at life through the higher self. But as you are evolving, there is going to be new things, new openings, new pathways, new possibilities opening up for you, because we are not limited. We think that there is some sort of end goal that we achieve once and for all and we are done. But that's not the truth. We are always and forever evolving. Especially if you are watching my videos, if you are into improving yourself, if you are into self-development, your mind is not even scratching the surface. You are not even scratching the surface. You will be evolving as you go through life, through different phases, through different challenges, through different parts of you and versions of you. So there is always going to be another version that you're going to be striving for, and it's going to be opening you up for even more possibility, more opportunity, more things, different version of yourself. And that's beautiful, because that's how we came here to evolve in this human life, to be a constant students and teachers at the same time. We are teaching ourselves, we are studying ourselves, we are evolving ourselves, we are becoming ourselves. Isn't that exciting that there is always going to be a different, better version of you that you can achieve if you wish to, if you are willing to, if you are open to that, okay? So, wow, this looks crazy. What happened here? Complete wildness, you see? Anyway, we just want to write here that's possibility, visibility, opportunity, infinite. So all of that is there for us. We just have to be open for it, and you just have to adjust on the way. And we can always go through this process and always get something more of that. That's the beautiful thing, right? The more you go through the process, the better it gets. The better it gets, the more you go through it, and we adjust. Next step, and this is my favorite step, and I feel like us that love to work on ourselves, to improve ourselves, make something great out of ourselves, out of this journey, out of this game, We struggle the most with this one. So I would love to go more into depth with this. Number 7. Enjoy. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the becoming, enjoy the trip, enjoy the game, play the game, have fun with it. It's not that serious, okay? It's not that serious. And the more fun you have, the better it gets. This is funny. This is actually funny because usually in the spiritual community, self-development community, everyone is so uptight. Like we are in school learning lessons, going through all of these things. And even me here, I'm like in school, a teacher explaining. And I hope I am not giving you the vibe of boring teacher who is giving you lessons. I would hate for that to be the truth. So please let me know in the comments that you actually enjoyed this video. It is about actually enjoying that journey. And I want you to look at the bigger picture and zoom out a little bit. Where you are right now, you are trying to get somewhere, right? Obviously, we are all striving to get better, to be better, to achieve our goals, our dreams. There's always something else, something more, something like we were talking about. There's always going to be a different version. There's always going to be a better version. There's always going to be something. But why don't we enjoy while we are here? Listen, the version of you that you are right now currently, I'm sure there are some things that are amazingly beautiful and enjoyable. And you are already doing the work, you already progressed, you already achieved some of your dreams. So why don't you enjoy this part of you, this version of you? And if you are evolving, if you are working yourself, chances are that you're never going to be again the same version of you as you are today. So that's why we need to have fun, we need to enjoy, we need to make the most of it. It's not that serious, okay? It's not that serious. All of these things, all of these trips, all of these amazing things that are here for us are not that serious, because at the end of this trip, we all know what happens. So why wouldn't we enjoy that? You work so hard, give yourself a break, enjoy the version of yourself, enjoy the part where you are right now, enjoy the in-between, enjoy the space that you cannot navigate, enjoy being the student of this life, enjoy figuring it out. Enjoy yourself in the process. You are beautifully designed to go through this. You are beautifully designed to figure everything out. Guess what? Everything up until this point, you figured out, right? All the challenges, all the things, all the hardships, you figured out. Because otherwise, you would not be here. So everything up until now, you figured out. Life is a beautiful way of working out for the people who enjoy, who are present, and who have fun with the process. Have fun with the process. And this is also a reminder for myself, because for the longest time I was beating myself up for everything that was not perfectly done, or done on time, or done before. I used to be one of the harshest critics for myself, for my own self in my life. But one day I decided I just don't want to do that anymore. Give me a break, please. I want to enjoy my life. I want to have fun. Yes, I am crazy about self-improvement. I am crazy about achieving my wildest dreams. I am crazy about being the version of myself that is the utmost and amazing version in my head. I don't care about how others are viewing me. That's the thing. In my head, for myself, I want to be that, and I am being that, and I'm becoming that. I want to also have fun. I want to enjoy. I want to laugh. I want to enjoy. I want to move. I want to express. I want to make mistakes. And I want to be here fully, truly, without any sorts of preconceived notions about myself, without beating myself up, without criticizing myself. And I'm sure most of us been through childhoods where we received a lot of that, so it comes naturally with us. But this journey, this becoming, this unbecoming, all of that is mostly about enjoying this, right? We want to enjoy that. We don't just want to go through this and be like, oh, tick, 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 we did everything on the list, goodbye, end of story. We want to enjoy, we want to be present for it. So enjoy the trip, enjoy the becoming, enjoy the challenges, enjoy all the things that are coming with you and evolving with you, because they are helping you become who you want to be. And if you enjoy it, if you have fun on the way, it's going to be so much more enjoyable. So why wouldn't you? Take it seriously, lock in, but also enjoy that. It's a balance, okay? And now, my favorite thing, number 8. Allow more. So this is connected actually to the other drawing that I was doing with the perception, how there is always going to be more, how there's always going to be different version of you, how there's always going to be higher version of you, how there's always going to be something better, something more advanced, something you more evolved. Allow your highest version to be much more evolved, much more like literally better than in your wildest dreams, and to be more than you set it out to be. Because like I said, our mind, our brains are still limited to some extent. Even when we said to ourselves, no, I remove the limitation, it's always a work. It's always going to be there. There's going to be more limits put on us, self-imposed or from others, that we will be working through, removing and moving through. It's a process. So allow more for yourself. Don't limit yourself, don't restrict yourself. Once you achieve that or become her or him, that version of you, so what then? Allow it to become even better, even more. Start looking at things, how you can improve in different ways. And I don't know, your higher self could be into physical movement, which would be preferable, because we want to naturally be in our most optimal health, and that includes the physical side of things, not just the mindset, not just the mental stuff, but also the physical. So maybe you want to do different things, you want to evolve in different sides, you want to try different outlets, how you can express yourself, how you can be that version of yourself, and how you can make the most of this trip while honoring yourself and becoming who you came here to be, who you allow yourself. So do not ever restrict and limit yourself by saying, okay, I already achieved that and that's it for me. Allow yourself to have more, to be more, to achieve more, if that's what you wish. Also, not to put pressure on yourself to be in this never-ending circle, but be playful about it, enjoy that, and understand that this life, this game it's a game, it's our creation. We get to create what we want, who we want to be, how we want to be. Most importantly, we get to have fun, get to enjoy this, all the parts of it, hard parts, the incredible parts, the ugly parts, the pretty parts, the beautiful parts. It's all here for us. And becoming your higher self, I hope this video gave you an overview how you can do that in actionable steps, no bullshit way, of how you can actually move through that without talking too much about woo-woo things, and actually give you the steps and tools how to do that, be that. And you can decide today that you want to be that, and you can start from today immediately and align yourself to be that, because there is no limit in this world, only the limitation that you put on your own self, in your own mind, in your own brain, and allow it to be there. Other than that, we are limitless. You are limitless. I believe in you and I trust in you, and I wish so much for you to experience in the best way possible. If you decide to do that, I'm gonna be here. We're gonna be here in this community. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for becoming your highest version of yourself. It's a privilege of this lifetime, and it's a privilege for me to be able to make these videos. So thank you. Cannot wait for the next one.